The Proton Pack is not a toy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Proton Pack is not a toy. My name is Matt, and we are now 57 days away from November 19th and the North American release of Ghostbusters Afterlife in theaters. Unless you are in Fort MacLeod, Alberta, Canada, you can actually see it on November 13th at the Empire Theater, which is actually featured in the movie for about $100 a head on October 4th. The tickets are going to go on sale, and you can actually see the movie there in the theater that's actually featured in Ghostbusters Afterlife, at least from the outside, from the street. So that's cool. You pretty much have to already be in Canada, as situations are right now, to be able to do that. And that'll be the week leading up to the release on November 19th. So that being the case, I might have to close my eyes and go dark a little bit so we don't run into more spoilers leading up to that week of the release. And as you know, I've been saying no spoilers, no leaks until November 19th. I won't be putting any spoilers or leaks here on the channel. And then I expect you guys to do the same in the comments. Don't put anything in there that would be considered a spoiler or a leak. So I don't know exactly what is and what isn't out there at the moment, but things do change and things do get added. And I'm just going to keep putting that disclaimer out there, and you know, we'll see how well that does. We are about 2 weeks away from the New York Comic Con panel that's going to be over Ghostbusters Afterlife, and evidently they're going to be showing some unseen footage from the movie there as well to the people in the crowd. So will that be stuff that is put online? Do we consider that spoiler, since it's actually people with production of the movie putting it out there to the fan base, even if it is just in a limited form? Is that considered spoiler or not? That's where we get into kind of the fishy details of what we want to talk about and what we don't. So I really won't get into the decisions on that kind of thing at the moment, but you know, it's something to think about as we go forward. A couple other numbers I want to talk about just here selfishly for the channel. I'm at 599 subscribers as I record this. On Instagram, I'm right about 100 followers there and about 50 on Twitter. So if you haven't followed me at the Proton Pack is not a toy on Instagram or on Twitter at TPPINAT, you know, please do. I do interact with other Ghostbuster accounts that you may be familiar with on those platforms, and I'm thinking of putting something on Instagram TV, their kind of live stream way that they do things. I can't do a live stream as we sit now on YouTube, just because I think it's based on the amount of subscribers that I have. If it's below 1,000, I don't think I can do it, but I think it's something that I would be able to do on Instagram. So if you would be interested in me doing a, you know, Ask Me Anything or any kind of live stream video there where we could actually interact through the comments, then let me know if that's something you would be interested in following along with, and we might be doing that in the future. Let's get into today's topic. Wednesdays seem to be the days when everything drops, so I've learned to wait for the promotional material things to come out before I really plan on what my video is going to be for the week. So Wednesday morning didn't fail us this week either. We saw the new posters, 2 new posters, get released to the public on Wednesday of this week, so yesterday. And I've got my thoughts and opinions on them. Obviously, if you're watching this, you've probably seen them many times by now. And I'm excited about them. I think they look great. I would love to get a full-size copy of both and have them to put on the walls here in the collection room. And I think they look great. I do like the domestic one better than the international one, just because the international one, the way that it looks like photoshopped each of the characters into the poster. You know, look, their eyes are kind of not all pointed in the same direction, and the shading and lighting of each character isn't real consistent. other than that, it's a great looking poster. It was something I would definitely buy if I could at this point. The domestic one, I think it's interesting that's been pointed out that the Proton pack that Phoebe has is not the one that we've been used to seeing her carrying around, like this Hasbro version with the shotgun grips and the wrapped handle. It has a normal, traditional grip on there. So are we reading too much into the artwork or photography, whichever it may be? Maybe so, but it's something to consider. We're going to see more than just that one Proton pack in the movie. The community has been, there's been a lot of people that have been trying to build the Afterlife pack, which has been the one like that Hasbro version, and it has all the little changes and details that we've been shown. But if we consider the second wave of Hasbro figures in the Plasma series, there's been 5 packs out of the 6 characters that have been revealed. So 5 of these characters, Lucky, Trevor, and then Vinkman, Stans, and Zedmore, all come with Proton packs. And then later when Phoebe comes out, she'll have one as well. So that's half a dozen Proton packs that we could potentially see in Ghostbusters Afterlife. And I've just been curious, this is something I've wanted to shoehorn into a video. How many Proton packs are we going to actually see functional and operational in Ghostbusters Afterlife? We know we see in the trailer in the first one, there's like a partial one sitting on a table. So do we count that as well? But I'm talking about the actual ones where they're going to, fire at the enemy. So we could have, like I said, up to half a dozen, maybe more. Where are these packs? Where have they been? Are they all, were they all in Egon's possession in Oklahoma? Are they spread still amongst the remaining Ghostbusters? Does Ray have his own still in New York that would be functional if he needed it to be? And then what state of repair or disrepair are these packs in? So when it comes time, once we've seen them all, I think it'll be fun to have all these different options on building the new Afterlife Proton packs, as there won't be just the one. There'll be many options as there were in the first 2 movies. So we know from Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 in universe, there were at least the 4 packs. But if you've been watching the Proton Pack Detective series that I made, you'll know that there are 10 Proton packs between the hero and semi-hero packs. And at least in Ghostbusters 2, there were the 10 that were used, and then 5 that were used in the original Ghostbusters movie. So how many production packs were there for Ghostbusters Afterlife? That's kind of fun to consider, and to be able to do what we did with Ghostbusters, or with my Proton Pack Detective series. Once we kind of get more video and footage and then see these things in person and on display, and be able to notice the little details that are different here and there, so that we can build the Afterlife Zedmore pack, and we can build the Afterlife Phoebe pack, and we can build the Afterlife Trevor pack, and then have, again, the multitude of different versions of those Proton packs available to the community for us to build. That will be cool. And something to think about in the not the domestic, but the international poster. We do see 2 Proton packs on that shot. So the one that we have been seeing that Phoebe's kind of carrying backwards, and then one on the back of Trevor. So that's the first time we've really seen 2 at once on any of this promotional stuff. So that's interesting that that's finally out there, that there's more than one at a time. And that just leads us to, again, wonder, is it going to be 4? Is it going to be 6? Are they sharing, trading them around? Or, how big is their Proton pack fleet? Something to think about. Another thing that I noticed looking at the domestic poster, there's this green beam of energy being shot, looks like shot down from the swirling cloud of evilness or whatever it is. And maybe it's just me noticing things that I'm not supposed to notice, or putting things in there that I'm not supposed to put together. But to me, it looks like the green beam makes it about halfway down, and then it's being met by a proton stream coming up from the ground from in front of the Ecto-1. It does kind of branch off in non-normal proton stream type ways, but that sure does look like that stream with the wrapped electric energy going up to meet that green beam. So again, maybe I'm just seeing things that weren't intended for any of us to be seeing. But, you know, we've got all 6 characters surrounding Ecto-1, and so they're all accounted for. The 6 characters this movie is going to be following. So if there is a proton stream being fired upward in front of Ecto-1, it has to be one of the original Ghostbusters, right? Or somebody else that we haven't been introduced to at all in the promotion of the movie. So now that we've seen both of the new posters, what do you think about them? Between these two and the original one with the Ecto-1 in the field, which one's your favorite? If you were to buy just one to put in your man cave or whatever you have, which one, if you just had to pick one, would you pick? I like all 3. I would probably pick, if I just had to pick one, I would pick the one with the beam of energy being shot down in the backside of all the characters, and Ecto-1 facing whatever situation they're going to go into. That's my preference. I'd be interested to know yours. And then if you have any ideas for any discussion topics you want me to cover here in the upcoming weeks, we've got about 8 more weeks leading up until the movie comes out, which is crazy to think about. We're within 2 months now. I still have ideas. I'm not begging for ideas, but if you have something that you've been thinking, I wish you would talk about this instead, or touch on this topic, put it in there. Maybe be something that maybe not next week, but something down the line, it'll be something we talk about. And then again, if you think that the Instagram live stream thing would be something that you would be interested in, let me know so that I know kind of how many people would be interested in such a thing, and then if you would take part in the live thing and when you would be available, something that we can consider. That's about all I have for this one this week, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and no doubt we will have more to talk about next week as we inch closer to November 19th. I can't wait. I know you guys can't either, and I will see you guys next week, if not sooner, if something big comes up. Y'all have a good one, and I appreciate you watching.